Hey guys, it's Postbox Pat and welcome back to a new video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to win near enough every single time on Fortnite, or if you haven't won yet, this video is really going to help you guys out on how to win. So basically, to start with, you've got to get a location which is distance away. For example, in this video now it is sped up, but I chose Fatal Fields because of the way the bus was coming in from the angle. As you can see on screen, here was the map, the way the bus was coming in, and you can see that Fatal Fields was quite a good distance, but it was the sort of distance where you wouldn't expect many people to go. Maybe a few people went Salty Springs, but not as far as Fatal Fields, and it's all about getting that crucial dive. As you can see on screen right now, I'll replay the dive for you guys at a slower pace so you guys can see exactly how I did it. But you see, spamming A, getting that distance, checking around, make sure no one is around you is very key when you're diving solo, because you want a good advantage, and if someone is around you, you can either rush them at the start, or keep in your mind where they are and have a rough idea where they are and avoid them, or basically get behind them and manage to kill them without even them having a shot at you. And that's what you really want to focus on doing if you want to win your first game of Fortnite. Now, honestly, from a lot of experience, I've won probably about near enough 90 games now on Fortnite, not just solo, throughout the entire thing, and I believe I'm above average as a player. So what I'm going to be saying throughout this video is just basically how I've won and things that have worked for me. Now, everyone else can play this game completely different, and there's stuff getting added consistently. For example, today the jump pad has just been added, which is like kind of not the jump pad as in the trap. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically a glider pad, which is like the jump pad, but it allows you to glide instead. I don't know the exact name for it, but I haven't tried it out. I did get it in this game, but because it was solo, I didn't want to risk trying it out, and it was right at the end. So I didn't try it out, but I could have tried it out, but I decided not to. But there's many things that you can do to make sure no one's around you. You can see the way I always check each corner, and I always assume someone is around every single corner. When I go round and running round, if I'm running round and I know the area is completely clear, usually I feel like I have the area, but there's always that chance of someone coming across you in the area. For example, in Fatal Fields, I know all the loot chest locations, and I'm sure if you guys play this enough, you will learn where all the chests spawn in a certain area. Fatal Fields and the other Anarchy Acres are my favourite places where I know all the locations, so I always go them. And also, if you do get any extra potions or any extra health packs or something, or maybe medkits, decide which ones you want to store, because honestly, I would recommend carrying extra potions because they are very handy. And with medkits, I would sooner take 15 bandages over one medkit, but if it's more than one, I'd definitely take the medkit. And the reason for that is because the bandages, you can use them in bursts, and you can run around, use a bandage, run again, use a bandage. As you'll see at the end, a bandage came in a lot more handy than a medkit because of the way the situation ended. But as you can see at this stage here, I loot Fatal Fields, and now this is a really key moment in it. So all of that was basically with no action at all, 0 kills, just playing stealth, running around, picking the right location. And that is key if you want to win. To be honest, you're not always going to pick the right location. Sometimes you're going to pick the wrong location, sometimes you're going to pick the right location. And that's just all down to luck, and to be honest, it is all down to luck on your location, but usually a distance location or an extreme distance location like Fatal Fields in this case, in this one, was a good choice because maybe only 3 or 4 people would have went there. I was lucky because it was me on my own. Even if there were 3 or 4 people, I probably could have taken them on and at least had a 1 in 4 chance of losing, so a 3 in 4 chance of winning. So I'm pretty good, and I know my way of winning and things like that. So in this situation here now, this is when it has to be key. A little tip is stay to the storm. You're going to want to stay to the boundary of the storm to know if anyone's around. And the reason I did that is because this is how I win every single time. And as you know, I saw someone coming, and I was in a perfect position for them not to see me, and they wouldn't have seen me because of the way the storm looks on the inside, and I was behind the rock. They wouldn't have seen me, and they know I'm here. They don't even know I'm here. I get a few shots on. I do actually miss a few shots, which was a little bit disappointing. It was my first game on of the day this, and I managed to kill them off. Now, you can see there's a potion in the storm. I look in my inventory, and I'm like, what sort of items are there? I know no one's around me because I've already checked ahead, and I'm like, should I grab that potion? And I think, no, you can only stack 2, and there's nothing else I want it for, really. I'm happy with my grenades, so I'll leave that potion. I already have 2, and I have a full shield already, and a health pack, or full health, should I say. So yeah, I've got bandages. I was going to call them health packs. I keep calling them health packs, but they are bandages. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. And basically, I moved to this bush here, and I think, you know, we've still got 1 minute and 15. The storm's a decent distance, but we can wait around and see if anyone's around. And I noticed a guy at distance. Now, sometimes I wouldn't shoot, but because I've already looked around, I look at the distance of the circle. There are only 14 players currently left at this stage due to me going such a distance and most of the players getting wiped out already. I think there probably is going to be no one around, so I take a few shots at this guy, hoping to down him or even kill him, which you most likely kill him because it is solo. but I only managed to hit 2 shots, which is 29 and 29, which I believe is 58 damage, which isn't enough to kill him off. He was probably on about 75 health. It looked like he may have already had a fight or something, because he didn't have a shield, but unfortunately I didn't kill him, and I thought, oh, we've missed him. He didn't know where I was shooting from, which was good, but we never know, we could bump into him later on in the game, so I kind of just think, you know, I'm in a pretty safe position. I've got 28 seconds to run before the storm even starts moving. You got to bear in mind, late game, the storm actually moves a lot slower because it's getting smaller, and you just basically can outrun the storm if you keep yourself up with it and kind of keep on going. There's also a new feature now where you can actually hear the storm when it's closing in on you, so if you're not noticing your minimap, you'll be able to do that. So I'm just going to speed it up again right here, because there is really no need to have it set to this, or should I say just slow pace, because well, there isn't much going on here. I keep moving up to the bushes stealthily, keeping myself in the storm radius, waiting for it to slowly move up. Again, move to the next bush, camp around. I've also got my controllers set to combat pro, so you can go backwards and forwards on your weapons, which is a lot easier. And also with the building stuff, I always have it set to brick or metal, just in case of an emergency. So at this section here, this was a very key moment of the game. It looked like there had been a big fight here, and potentially there could have been someone here with a shotgun in that bush there. So what I do to check that out, I launch a grenade at the bush just to make sure no one is in that bush. Obviously no one moved out, so there wasn't anyone in the bush. I run in, grab the rocket, because personally the rocket launcher is my favourite weapon in the game. And again, I camp around here. I know no one's around here because I listen out for footsteps. I check that bush with the grenade, and I knew everyone else would have to move because of the storm. I just do a double check just in case if there is anyone camping around not ready to engage. So I did check that out just in case, and now I feel free that I can get all the loot. So once I've got all the loot, I do check inside this hangar here. I leave the next hangar because it's a bit too far forward, and I start to hear sniper shots. So I go on the roof and check out what I can see. Clever move this, because the height advantage is always key if you do want to win Fortnite. Another great tip is to keep that height advantage on your opponent, and you will always have a good chance. So at this stage now, this is when it gets really crucial. We see the supply drops coming in at distance. We've got one supply drop there, we've got another supply drop there, and I did thought I saw movement around that ramp there. So I have to be very careful at this stage. I'm in quite an open spot on a roof. I could be shot from over there at the southwest, and I could also be shot from my right. Another thing I like to do is kind of pinpoint where you're going to go next on the minimap. In this game, I didn't actually do it because I've kind of got to a stage now where I don't need to do it because I'm got experience from just doing it in my head. But sometimes I'd pinpoint a location. Now here what I do is I don't block the full surroundings off. I don't want to waste too many resources, even though I do have absolute tons. I just block off the angles where I could potentially get shot from. And I do start to hear scar shots, as you can hear. There's a few scars being shot, and I'm wondering where the guy could be. Now, potentially, this is the guy that was at the ramp that I did spot previously, that I saw a little bit of movement just back before. And where I am right now, I'm getting a little bit peek around the walls just to see if I can see anything. But by the looks of it, I see a guy, and I'm like, oh, there's the guy. Let's get a few shots on him. Now, these shots were absolutely awful for me. Again, it was my first game, so it's a good example to show. And my shots were awful. So I'm thinking, my aim isn't the best, it is my first game. Time to whip out the rocket. We suppress the guy, do a few rockets. Now, obviously the guy's getting the height advantage. The storm's moving in on me, so you've got to keep that in mind. So I make a move behind this ramp. He didn't actually see me fall down to behind this ramp because the way the rockets were shot, which were very useful. You've got to take that into account when you shoot your rockets. But now he knows where I am. I'm in a very sticky situation. I'm getting shot from the left. I managed to build up a little bit up here. And bear in mind, the other guy probably potentially could shoot me from in front, which he is actually doing as well. So I'm getting shot from all different angles, but I'm alright. I'm managing to keep myself alive because that guy is still healing up and building. I'm checking her out, and the golden scar does come in, but me being a complete noob, I do manage to pick it up, but I don't. For some reason it cancelled out. I thought I picked it up. So at this next stage, I know I've been shot from over there, and I also know I've been shot from the north, about the northeast side. So I start to drink some potions and heal up. I see the rocket coming in, cancel the drink. You've got to keep lookout for this, and notice it blows both of the walls as well. So I move over to here. I think that guy there actually got shot by a sniper, which I heard get shot before because you can see his loot around all over there, and the kill feed did actually come up. So that's why I wasn't playing too much aggressive to that zone over there. You could tell that he got shot by the loot and the sniper sound and the kill feed. So you've got to keep that in mind as well. All these things you have to keep in mind when you're playing. It's quite big. So I managed to move to this location where I am now, get my heal potions or my potions drunk up, and I'm in a pretty safe spot. I kind of cancel that last potion because it's not really worth it for 15 health because I'm in a good spot, and it could come in handy later, that potion, if I get hit again. So I keep that in my inventory just in case. So at this position now, I'm in a really good position. I've got the guy there to my southwest, and I've got two other guys somewhere on the map that I don't know yet. So I'm going to have to find them, obviously. So now I see the storm moving. his place has actually been covered up by the storm, so he's probably not going to be coming towards me. He may be a little bit scared. I actually do get an upgrade on my rocket launcher. I grab some more rockets over here, which come in handy, and there it is, the launch pad, that's what it's called. I managed to pick up a launch pad, and then again, I do loot that extra potion just to come in handy. Now, I know a guy's coming in from more to my left, and I don't know where the others are yet, but from assumption, I've got a rough idea. There's 4 people left. There's one guy in that, near that wooden building over there. There's one guy in that building straight ahead of me, behind this tree, and there's also one guy to the right of me. So you've got that guy to the left there, that guy to the right. You've got basically 3 guys in kind of like a square situation, or triangle in front of me, should I say. So I'm in a really sticky situation, but I notice 4 people are still alive, and none of them actually noticed me yet. Now, I do get very, very lucky at this situation, and this is something that potentially wouldn't be able to come back from if I didn't have the potions. As you can see, I get absolutely sprayed down, but just managed to move in time, and then I managed to build a fort to defend against this guy's shots. Now luckily, the angle of my fort was good enough to defend against his shots, which came in really handy. I managed to build very quickly, and then I start to heal up. This was a very risky moment, and I was glad I had both potions because I needed them badly. If I didn't have both potions, I'd be very worried at this point in time, because I needed them very, very badly. And they did come in handy. So sometimes going to that quiet zone and getting them extra potions is handy. And this is where bandages come in handy. Here I'm getting thrown by grenades, so I can cancel my bandages, whereas a medkit I'd have had to wait 10 seconds for and keep moving. Suppressed with some rockets, get him suppressed down. He's really suppressed, his base is completely demolished, and it's something, if someone's built a weaker base than you, get it down. If you've got enough resources to take that base down and get them in like a tough situation so you can heal up, do it as quick as you can. You've got to make them right decisions and right plays for this. Basically, I'm going through everything I thought at the time, basically that happened in my head while I was playing this game, so that's why I took the bandages and that's why I suppressed his base. So I managed to get my health near enough back up to full health, so there you are, apart from 25, which is alright, 175. The only thing that could possibly kill me is a shotgun to the head, for a pump shotgun, or a sniper to the head. Everything else will not kill me, which is really cool. So I'm in a good position. I see the guy behind the tree, I suppress one, miss one, and then suppress twice, get the jump on it, because sometimes jumping with the rocket gives you that extra height. I managed to get the explosive kill on him. Now I know I'm getting suppressed over there from some guy, so I have to move in very carefully. The other guy has actually died off somehow, so him over there must have killed him, so we both killed one each. Now this is when a one-on-one situation is very vital. You've got to land these rockets very key. Get that height advantage so you have the height, and if he charges at you with a shotgun, you should have a chance. The rocket hit, and then I can finish him off with my AR. And there you are. That is how I won a Fortnite game on solo. Very, very easy. You just got to play stealth, stick to the storm, get in there right at the end, get the height, keep on your toes. You've got to notice the radar, the kill feed. You've got to notice everything going on in that end situation game. It's a lot harder in a team situation if your team aren't with it as well, but solo wise, you could win every single solo game if you manage to know exactly what is going on around you. They're all my main tips that I use. Get the distance, get a location where no one is, loot as many potions as you can. If you're limited on potions, take slurps, take whatever you can with you. Don't use it all and don't leave them behind. You will need them to win the game. Play very stealthy. If you want to play aggressive, I will make a separate video on that hopefully in the future. I'll also be doing separate videos for teams and duos, but for now, play stealth. If you've never won before, you will win. As you can see, this is my first game on in 4 days, and I managed to win straight away just from using my basic tactics. Playing very stealth will mean you'll win near enough every single time, and I do recommend trying it out if you haven't already. It's very easy, but try it. You will win eventually, and you'll probably keep winning consistently if you keep doing this. Take a little break if you don't win though consistently, because you can get pretty frustrated. I've noticed that myself. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and once again, this is Postbox Pat, signing out.